sociales y ciencias en español, y la otra mitad el inglés, las lingüísticas en inglés. Y hace 11 años en que estudiamos español.
The Spanish immersion program we participated in began in the first grade and comprised of learning mathematics, social studies, and science in Spanish for half of the day, and the other half language arts in English. We've been studying Spanish in the last 11 years. Y gracias a los distritos progresivos como K3, nosotros estamos aquí hoy en día. Nosotros dos vivimos en hogares donde nadie habla español, entonces todo lo que sabemos viene de la instrucción en la escuela.
Thanks to progressive school districts like Cave Creek, we are here today. We both live in homes where nobody speaks Spanish but ourselves, so all of the Spanish knowledge that we have comes from what we've learned through school. Desde una edad joven, el programa de inmersión nos ha dado confianza en la educación y nos anima de lograr en otros cursos. Nuestra sabiduría en español nos ayuda en las clases de español al nivel de colegio y universidad, y también en las clases de inglés con raíces en el vocabulario nuevo. Creciendo con español nos ha dado un perspectiva más global. Porque tenemos una sabiduría global originada de español, sabemos que la economía pasa por la globalización. Con la habilidad de hablar otra lengua podemos participar en este programa, en esta economía global mejor que los que solo hablan un idioma.
From a young age, the program has given us confidence in our education and encouraged us to succeed in other subjects. Knowledge in Spanish not only helps us in high school and college level Spanish courses, but also in English with roots when dealing with new vocabulary. Most importantly, growing up learning Spanish has given us a more global perspective. Because we have global knowledge originating from Spanish, we know that the economy is undergoing globalization. And with the ability to speak another language, we can participate in the global economy better than peers who are not bilingual. Personalmente, yo quiero ser un médico y espero ser un médico que trate a pacientes sin barreras de lengua. Un problema que generalmente se encuentra en ciertas áreas de salud. Nunca podría hacerlo sin el programa de inmersión.
My fellow classmate Trace Fleming would like to become a doctor and hopes to treat patients without language barriers, a problem which he knows often occurs in traditional healthcare settings. He says he never could have accomplished this without Cave Creek School District pioneering the Spanish immersion program 11 years ago. Yo quiero tener una carrera que enfoque en los idiomas. En el futuro quiero traducir para las Naciones Unidas. También espero trabajar con los consulados americanos como una oficial de servicios extranjeros. Desde ahora yo puedo hablar inglés y español con fluencia y proficiencia. Sobre todo estoy aprendiendo francés en el colegio ahora y soy una semifinalista en la iniciativa de lengua de seguridad nacional para aprender mandarín en China durante el verano. Creciendo con el español inició mi amor y pasión para la lengua. Sin la inmersión español nunca tendría estas metas y logros. Debo mi vida a este programa.
My peer, Dominique Troyanos, wishes to have a career focused in languages. In the future, she would like to translate for the United Nations as well as work for the American consulates as a foreign service officer. As of now, she speaks Spanish and English with fluency and proficiency, and she is also taking an honors French course. And she is also a semifinalist in National Security's Language Initiative for youth to learn Mandarin in China over the summer. Growing up with Spanish initiated her love and passion for the language. She swears that without the Spanish immersion program, she would never have the goals and accomplishments she has today. She often says that she owes her life to Spanish immersion. We encourage Arizona State Senate to pass the Arizona Critical Language and Economic Development Pilot Program so that others too may benefit from experiences in immersion programs similar to ours in the Cave Creek School District. From these programs, students will gain a global perspective, understand global economy, and garner the ability to communicate with a larger array of people. Once a student has been introduced to a language,
la connaissance d'autres langues devient plus facile. La capacité d'apprendre une troisième ou quatrième langue facilite la création d'une personne qu'on demande. Which means once a student has been introduced to one language, the ability to understand another language becomes even easier. The ability to learn a second, third, or even fourth language facilitates the creation of a more globally aware person.
Thank you.
Thank you. Members, do you have any questions? Yes,
It's not really a question, Madam Chair. Thank you guys for being here. My daughter is an exchange student right now, so it would have been great to have her learn Spanish at home rather than having to send her all the way to Chile. So I commend you and keep up the great work.
Thank you so much for being here. All right. Senator Bradley?
I explain my vote.
Yes, please proceed.
Thank President Biggs for bringing the bill forward. We just got the translation of what he said at the beginning. Let me hear all of Senator Bradley's bills this year. I really appreciate it. I also appreciate the fact that we recognize that we'll be doing business in many languages. And I would suggest that it is only a matter of time before we do a lot of government business in many languages. So I want to thank you for bringing the bill forward. I vote aye.
Aye.
Just briefly explaining my vote. For a long time, we know discussions have come forward, and we know about the studies that show the success and the strength of being able to compete globally in every way. And in order for that to happen, we certainly need to make sure that the understanding and fluency of languages is critical. I think even from a personal perspective, now that I see my son, who's in 7th grade, who's now fluent in Mandarin, not because of me, I do not speak Mandarin, but from his school, and being able to truly understand the language and the culture that goes along with that. And I've just seen a true advancement in all of his other studies as a result, and in his other subjects. So I would like to see this and how long it's going to become a pilot and truly understand that, so that we can have it where it is no longer a pilot, it becomes a part of the norm. And with that, I vote aye.
Madam Chair, just to explain my vote. I also applaud the President for sponsoring the bill. I'm a graduate of Thunderbird, Glendale, the premier international graduate school of international management. And I think this bill will position Arizona nicely to be a major player in international trade. And with that, I vote yes.
Senator Murphy?
Aye.
Senator Ward?
Aye.
Senator Cornell?
Aye.
Senator Lee?
Aye.
9909, not voting.
Members, by votes of 9 ayes, 0 noes, and 0 not voting, you have passed Senate Bill 1242 as amended. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.